ones. You will see your loved ones. You will see your, because they too have lots of reincarnation and reincarnations. And normally reincarnation happens in groups because obviously you deal with certain people in your life, right? And there are relationships that are unfulfilled, or relationships that they still want to be with each other again and again and again. They need to have that experience again. They will come back to experience that again. And others will need to learn to go through different paths. So, yes, you will come back to do what your greatest desire is. You are what your greatest desire is, and that's what will happen to you again and again and again. And yeah, so the group karma happens quite often, and maybe somebody in your life that was your mother or your father in one life could be your son and your daughter in this life. We don't know. We don't know. But all we do know, what we do know, is how we have connection with certain people automatically. And you wonder, where did this connection come from? Why do certain people fall in love with certain people and not other people? Why do we choose the partners that we choose and not other people? Do you see what I'm saying? Because there is a connection. There is a life, zillions of lifetimes of connection. And hopefully every time we come, we heal this and we make each connection more beautiful, more fruitful, more dedicated to the divine, because that's where we come from. So the relationship should not be about me, I, me, mine. It should be about us. We, as a team, as a group of people, as a global family. And when we work like that, we complete the pattern of the divine. And once we complete that perfect pattern, that geometrical pattern that we all are connected to, because within all of these groups of karmic rebirths, there are patterns. We are patterns, we are numbers. We choose numbers, we choose masters. Have any of you read Brian Weiss, Same Soul, Many Masters, Many Lives, Many Masters? And Same Soul, Many Bodies? Have any of you? Please, I highly recommend his books. Highly, it's really brilliant, because he started off as a psychologist. And what happened to him is, in his work of hypnotism, many people tripped into past lives. And he didn't believe in past lives at all. But he couldn't deny, after one, another, and another, that there was reincarnation in past lives. So he wrote this book. And when it first came out with the book, he had to be really, really brave, because none of his peers in medicine, they all thought he was going crazy. They didn't believe in those kind of things. You know, they were scientists and doctors. They don't talk about things like reincarnation, or like Dr. Raymond Moody, who talked about life after life. Another one that learned that there is life after life. So they were all laughed at in the beginning, but now they're all totally respected in the world of medicine. So do read his book, Brian Weiss, W-E-I-S-S, Many Lives, Many Masters. It will answer a lot of your questions, you know, and it is scientifically proven, as Gurudev told me it would be in our generation. Isn't it great? So more and more people are seeing this truth, and more scientists are realizing this is the truth. Next question. Does one come back as an animal, or animals and humans very separate? We can come back as animals. Like I said, you think about food all the time, you come back as a pig. It doesn't mean you're going backward. It means you're fulfilling a desire. Remember what I told you? The universe will give you what you want. So let's say a person says, I really want to fly like a bird, and when they die, they really want to fly like a bird. They will experience it. They will have a bird's body, because you are what your deep driving desire is, says the Upanishad. You are what your deep desire is that drives you to the next life. So yeah, you'll come back and experience it for a little while, and then once you've done the experience, you don't need the experience anymore because you've experienced flying like a bird, then you come back as a human again, but constantly going upwards. If you want to experience animal life, somebody told me, Nalanie, I never thought I'd hear those words, but one person did tell me, I'd like to come back reincarnated like a rock.
Oh my goodness.
And I go, really? He said, yes, I really want to. I said, okay, can I ask why? I won't have anything to do but sit there all day and enjoy the earth.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, as you wish, it may come. You see, everybody's different, but it just gives you what you want. And who are we to decide and judge anybody's wishes? That's what they really want, and that's what their deep driving desire is. Amen, so be it, they'll get it. And it keeps on reminding you all the time, who am I? As Master Shivananda says, I am not this body, I'm not this mind, immortal self I am. I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, immortal self I am. Knowledge bliss, bliss absolute. In all conditions I acknowledge bliss absolute. If you say it, you will be it, right? Because all the knowledge that you need is inside of you. It's inside of you. You cannot learn it in books. You can read 1,000,000 books about meditation and silence, but until you do it, you are not going to experience it. You are not. So you've got to do it to experience it. You've got to taste a delicious glass of orange juice to know what orange juice tastes like. I can taste and I can say it's delicious. You can believe me, but you're not going to have the experience. So the yoga science is about experience this thing for yourself. So if you are attracting the thought, knowledge, bliss, absolute, that's what I am, guess what? The universe will give you what? Knowledge and bliss. The universe will give it to you. Because you think you are that. It will give you everything you want. That's how kind the universe is. It's just so kind. It's just love, love, love. You want to think you're horrible? It will give you that you think you're horrible. Your choice. So start thinking you're beautiful, please. Start thinking that you're divine, and start thinking such great thoughts that, you know what? I am a human being just trying to do the best I can, and will do the best I can. And I do make a difference. Everybody in this room makes a difference to somebody in their life. Everybody in this room. Don't you? You make a difference to at least one person in this life. And that's the truth. So you are necessary. Otherwise you would be dead. Your job is done, it's done. Oh, so I answered that. Yes, so no, you can come back as an animal. Up to you. When one dies, how can we see our loved ones if we are reincarnated? Good question. Like I said, many times we will have group incarnation. And many times some souls will go to other planets and we have to come back here. The thing is, as I said in the beginning, we are all consciousness. Consciousness does not have a shape or size or mass. It's not solid. It's very hard for our human mind to understand this. So when we leave this earth, will we see the ones that we've been with before? Yes, if your mind wants to. Why? Because when we leave this earth, there's no more form, just energy. Now once you have energy, if your energy is very large and you've known that we are all one consciousness, your energy will be very, very large. That energy can separate. Can separate. So part of that energy can reincarnate, and the other part can still be there. You see, the problem here on this earth is everything is measured in time. And we think forward. When we leave this earth, there is no time. We can fly between the past and the present. We're energy. We can go back and forth. If we're a highly evolved soul, as I believe, for example, my father is, for example, Gurudev is, I know they can come back and forth whenever they want, and they could be even reincarnated again. Because there are different dimensions in space and time that we don't even know about. And we'll never understand with this mind till we lose the body. And you will see whoever you want to see all the time. But you may see part of them, or you may be a part of them. You're already a part of everyone. So you will always be with everybody anyway. And besides, the person that you think that you lost in this lifetime may have been lost to many people in many previous lifetimes. They didn't see that person the way you saw that person. So that person can appear to multiple people in multiple ways because it's energy and there is no time formation. As we have here, it's space. We cannot even begin to understand this consciousness. So yes, you will see everybody you need to see. And they could be reincarnated. It could be future. You could be seeing their future. You could be seeing their past. You could be seeing whatever. Depends how elevated your soul is and what your soul is understanding when you leave the body. So when your soul leaves the body and you want, I want to see my husband the way I saw him or my wife, you will see them that way. Otherwise you won't. If you don't need that, you won't. In fact, the ultimate state is you get attached to none of it because I want to go into divine hands. That's the final state. I'm not coming back to meet this one or that one because I know we're all one at the end anyway. So let me go shortcut to the one, and with the one I will see all. How many are ready for that? We want to hold on to what is already gone. But there are zillions of lifetimes, we've had zillions of partners, we've had zillions of parents, we've known so many different people. We've all known each other before, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be asking these questions because we've already know. We've just forgotten. Our body got so dense that we're not happy till we go back, till we search, till we ask, till we get panic attacks, we get frustration, we get fear building up because all these, something in our soul is telling us, wake up, you've forgotten who you are. And that's why we get panic attacks, and that's why we get so much fear and we get so much anxiety because we are not going back to who we are. We've forgotten, and we know we've forgotten, but the mind, the thoughts are so material, and we've been told that we're foolish or silly to think beyond what everybody tells us, and yet science actually shows that spirit exists in the knowledge of consciousness everywhere. But we cannot understand it with this mind. The only way to understand it is to go deep within and to experience the vastness of it. And this is why in all our scriptures it says when you understand the microcosm, you understand the macrocosm. Everything you need to know is inside of you because it is you. It is you. But you sometimes are not it. Because you got involved thinking, I'm this body and this body is going to live forever. And when I leave this earth, I'm going to have this body. But haven't you learned? This body stays here. It's either going to be burnt or buried or eaten by worms. So you're not going to have that body when you leave. You don't have it. You left it behind here. Do you see how small our thinking is? When you think these things again and again, you go, but this is true. So why am I expecting to see my husband as he was in this body? It's my mind, it's my thought, and the universe will give me whatever I want. So yes, will you see them? You will see everybody you want to see. Or you will see nobody. It's what you're ready for. It's how deep your consciousness, how deep your awareness is. And is there any judgment in that? There is no judgment, because there is no judgment anywhere. It's just experience, growth, and love. And this is what we start to learn. And as we start to learn this, it's growth and love and experience and no judgment, then we become free. We become free while we are living. Because what ties us in knots is judgments, expectations of what people should be, what they should do, of time and space is so limited and money is all there is, and without it we cannot survive. See how limited we are? We totally forgot that we're only here for such a short time. So will you see? You will see whatever you want. And that person could be reincarnated many times over. You will never know. It's all consciousness. When you leave the body, come back and tell us. Yes. Because unless we're really well established in it, right? It's like a game, snakes and ladders, right? You play the dice, you go up the ladder, and then you play the dice, go down the ladder, but eventually you win the game if you play long enough, right? So for me, life is kind of like that. Reincarnation is kind of like that. We keep going up and down, and we're not completed. We still have desire to experience certain things, so we want to come back. You know, we have a desire. Maybe you wanted to see somebody you were in love with again, and you want to have the experience again. So you will come back for that. Or maybe you want to have the children that you had, so you will come back for that. It's normally very strong emotional desires that will bring you back. Or maybe you died very poor, and you go, I really would experience a life full of riches, and you might come back as a queen. Who knows? So that's why we come back. Because we still have desires to fulfill. We still want to fulfill things. Or we keep making the same mistakes. So we have more chances to clean up our act. So maybe in one life we could have been a murderer. And when we lost the body, we realize it's not, so we come back either in a crippled body to make amends, to help somebody else, to learn. And twofold. To go through the karma that we've committed, and then to help the world in a different way. So unless we fulfill the full cycle of cause and effect, until then, we have to come back. And that's why you have the wheel of life, right? And until we learn to what we call Ishvara Pranidhana, which you will learn in the Yoga Sutras, total surrender to the divine, total surrender. And your life is, the plan is perfect. You know, the plan is perfect. So you're not affected by good or bad, up and down. You just love. It's perfect. Then you're ready. Nothing else for you to learn, is there? So you just go through life, and then when your life is finished, then you evolve to another state of being. Because you don't want to come back to this planet again. But until you want to come back, you will come back, yes. Talking about Swami Vivekananda, you know, when he started on his journey, he said, he used to say, I want to practice yoga to be free, and not to come back to earth. And at the end of his journey, he said, Lord, you can bring me back again and again and again, but I only ask one boon of you, that in every lifetime I remember you. I remember I am you, and you are me. And I think that was such a beautiful thing, because prior to that, I used to say that, you know, who wants to come back to this earth, so yucky, and now I think, you know, so long as I come back with this feeling, I'll come back again and again and again, until I'm not needed. If I'm not needed, I won't come back. If I'm needed, I'm so happy to be of use. And that's how you don't really, you're gonna live for, I mean, we're gonna be around for eternity, might as well do something, right? But if we're gonna do it, might as well enjoy it, right? That's how I see it.